Anyway, back to the episode. Karen is saying that when she was sick, no one called to ask if she was okay. And Henry is saying, you can be beautiful on the outside, but inside you can not be. So anyway, Eliza is begging Henry for her to help him. Eliza is begging Henry for his help, and he says that he doesn't like her, but he is going to help her, and he is going to change her. And Henry is going to change her in the same way that one would change a pharmaceutical product. So as part of Eliza's progress, Henry is telling her, go about your day as you normally would, and he's observing her. And so she goes up to Monique, so she goes up to Charmonique's desk, and she's not talking to her and interacting with her. And he says, you need to ask her how she's doing. Now, Charmonique starts talking about how her son has sleep apnea, which seems kind of serious. So I wonder in the future what kind of storyline this is going to develop into. In the next scene, Henry and Eliza are sitting in his office, and they're drinking tea. Kind of reminds me of My Fair Lady. Eliza references her Rain app, which I think is kind of funny. I like Rain apps. I think they're nice to listen to. Now Henry said that the boss's daughter is getting married, and so he is asking Eliza to go with him. It works for both of them. She can practice, being more personable with people, and he will have a date. So he's telling her how she should dress, and she's taking notes. So Eliza, unfortunately, doesn't really know how to do this, so she asks one of the girls from the book club from her apartment to help her. And that girl and her friends, they dress her all up so that she just looks like a natural beauty and not all made up. Now, when Henry comes to the door, he's kind of taken aback. He sees Eliza looking very different, and he likes it. She just looks classically pretty, and natural hair, a nice dress. And you think, wow, this is a big transformation. But then we realize that even though she has transformed on the outside, she will still have to undergo a lot of progress on the inside. And we see this when we go to the wedding of the boss's daughter. So during the wedding, the bride and groom are saying vows to each other, and they're really silly, I'm the bagel, if I'm the lock, you're the key, things like that. And the couple just looks really cute at the front of the stage. Another thing I like, they play Iris during this scene, and I like that song. But Eliza is, she has some feelings overcome her during that, and, she realizes, maybe, I might never have a guy look at me like that groom is looking at the bride. And so she can't just sit there, she has to grab her phone. They have a flashback to when she's in junior high, and she's playing Snake on her phone, which I like, because I got my first phone around 2003, 2004, and I think about the only game on there was Snake. Anyway, in the present day, Eliza is grabbing her iPhone, and as the minister is saying the vows, all of a sudden her cell phone is making noises and everyone's looking at her. And this is probably my second least favorite moment in the episode, because it's just so embarrassing, and it's at the wedding, and you feel like the wedding is ruined. But then the next scene, you see the bride and groom walking out of the church very happy, so at least you think, well, it's not totally ruined, it wasn't that big of a deal. But Henry is obviously very mad at Eliza. It is an interesting situation because Eliza grabbed her phone because she didn't feel comfortable, and you see that all the time. You see people that are uncomfortable in a situation, and they grab their phone for that comfort. So it's definitely a modern day commentary. Then Henry and Eliza have a fight regarding whether she can change. Now we're back to the office again. Eliza's leaving, and this is the first time that we see Charmonique's son. And again, they're talking about the sleep apnea, so you're thinking, okay, what in future episodes, what part is this going to play? They make a Batman reference to Bane, and Charmonique and Eliza kind of share this friendly moment, and they realize that they finally have this friendly exchange that is not about Eliza. So she is becoming a little less self-absorbed, very slowly. In the next scene, Eliza comes to Henry's house, and maybe you think this is silly because it's kind of going kind of quickly, you know? She just had come into his office, what, like a couple days before and asking for help, and already she's showing up at his house and knocking on the door. It's a glass window so she can see inside. He opens it up and he's starting to leave, and she's like, wait, you know, because, I don't know, isn't that always the thing in the show? Like, they're leaving. Wait, don't go. Yeah. But she explains to him that she wasn't on the phone because she was bored, but because when she was watching that wedding, it made her feel things that made her feel uncomfortable. And so we are cracking the case as to why she's so absorbed with social media. It's like social media is trying to fill a void in her life. Now, as Eliza and Henry are talking, it's starting to rain, of course, and Eliza and Henry start talking, and they're losing the anger that was there before, and now it is really raining. And the rain that's happening is very similar to what she described on her rain app earlier, so we have a reprise of that. Now, Eliza gets out her phone, and she wants to take a selfie in the rain, but Henry stops her saying, just like, enjoy the moment. And so it's raining, and I think it's a cute ending to the pilot episode. I know it's kind of gone quickly in some parts, but I think you have to pack a lot and cram a lot into it. Henry falls on the grass, of course, and Eliza laughs at that. Then she helps him up, and they walk inside his house. And that is the ending to the pilot episode of Selfie.